There, Gia.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Wow.
I'm trying out different hello, different hellos.
They're all really lovely, Gia. Thank
Thanks.
you.
We'll settle
Yeah.
into something soon. Um,
Okay.
as I just said to you, I'm not feeling very inspired, but I'm sure we'll get rolling and we'll have all kinds of General Hospital insights.
Yeah. Okay, let's hope so. Fingers crossed. I just sort of plowed through all 3 episodes tonight, so I only watched them once, but I thought there was some good stuff in there. I thought Sonny was interesting throughout.
Oh yeah. My lack of inspiration is all me, not
Yeah.
not the show. Just to
Yeah, okay.
clarify.
Just a little feeling a little blah.
Just a little tired. But
Uh-huh.
no, I as far as the show goes,
Mhm.
do you think we're seeing the new writers at work, or is this like a mesh of new and old, or what do you think? Do you notice changes?
I don't know. No, I don't think about that too much. I can't honestly say, but I think it is supposed to be the new ones, right, at this point?
Yeah, I was just thinking there's got to be a lot of overlap.
Mhm.
I would think like they must have had to coordinate, or the new writers have to work with what the old writers have left them at the very least. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
so I have a feeling we're not going to see bold new writing for a while.
Okay.
If
Uh-huh.
we, I don't, I'm not promising we'll see a bold new writing anyway,
Uh-huh.
but
Right.
you know what I mean? Like they're going to
Yeah.
have to
Sort of
follow the storylines that are in
yeah.
existence already.
Right. Right. Yeah. Sort of stick with what they've got for a little bit.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So having established that, um, what sort of struck you? Over these
I
few.
thought it was fun. I thought the reveal of Jason, like, it's like a
Mhm.
ripple in a pond. This, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
as people are finding out. I thought the scene with Spinelli and Ava was great.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Watching the
like.
video together.
Yeah. I like that. I love it when they have these unlikely little pairings. And
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
fun one. Yeah. Yeah.
And then this was just from today,
Mhm.
but Spinelli revealing it to Maxie, also fun.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and they were kind of harkening back to the old Maxie Spinelli days.
Yeah, that was nice. I like that. I got a good
Yeah,
feeling there. Yeah.
yeah. A good
Mhm.
feeling, not a pants feeling, but a good feeling.
Right, right. I'll let you know when I experience a pants feeling.
You don't have to.
You don't want me to call you late at night?
You can
Gia,
keep it
Gia,
to
are you
yourself. We don't have to all tell every feeling we have at all times. Like Facebook has got us telling everybody, like,
I
I
know.
feel blah, blah, blah. Like, we didn't used to have to tell everybody everything.
Yeah, I guess I could put it in a TikTok video.
Could you?
Hello?
I was just thinking, like, could you actually do that? I don't know if I mean, have you been on TikTok? Do you know how to
Mm,
do that?
no, I haven't ever really done much. I guess I've seen a few TikTok videos,
I've
but
seen them, but just because they're on Instagram or whatever, I've
yeah,
seen
right.
them.
I kind of get the gist of it, and
Yeah.
the good and the bad, and this would be the ugly. But
Good one. That's not true.
anyway, anyway, okay, where were we talking
Oh,
about?
what was standing out about the last couple
Yeah,
days? And
yeah,
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 so I was liking the ripple effect of everybody finding out about Jason. Um,
yeah, and I liked that it all sort of happened quickly. Like they didn't sort of string
right.
it out, for
I,
days
I
and days.
yeah, I thought we were gonna string it out and have to wait till Dante,
Yeah, that's
said
what I
like,
thought too. Yep.
yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, is this the right new writer's influence? Like this
Mhm.
different, what is
Maybe.
that? I guess that's a pacing issue,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, and maybe, like, maybe sort of they knew that they were gonna have Jason back, so they wanna get to the part where they can really use him, you
Yeah,
know?
right, right.
I don't know.
Um,
We don't know.
we don't know, but it's fun to
No.
think about.
It is fun to
Um,
think about, yeah.
what else did we have? I don't know. At some point, we should probably talk about Maxie's sweater, but I mean, it's not a high priority. But
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down, I guess.
okay, because structure, material,
Uh,
colors,
it was
the
sorta like,
tears, the torn up
yeah,
aspect of
the
it.
sort of fake distressed kind of thing, and in a s I don't I don't really embrace the fake distressed clothing trend.
Well, how do you feel about actual distress, like real distressed clothing?
I have some. I think
I have so much.
all of my pants are distressed because 'cause they're like, "Why? Why do you keep eating whoopie pies when you know what it does to us?"
It's distressing to your pants.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it kind of a mixed review. I like stripes. I thought the bold
Uh-huh.
black and white was fun, but
Mhm.
the shape and the distressed aspects was kind of like a bad '80s flashback or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
so. I think, yes, a nice striped sweater woulda looked fine, one that
Yeah, I
didn't
don't
have.
why we had to have the unraveling of it.
Yeah,
Um,
that just seems weird, like a weird
but
idea,
but
you
what do
know?
we know?
Right, right, yeah.
All right, so we got that out of our systems.
Yeah,
Another
that
like side thing that's so not important, but I like that we've seen a lot of fresh flowers in a lot of different places.
You know what I've been thinking lately? That you haven't really waxed poetic about succulents in a long time, and I wanted to
I
thank you for
haven't,
that.
but I could. But I do wonder, and I think I've brought this up before, but they have the flowers in the chapel, like on the side.
Uh-huh.
There are the standard gladiolas, the big,
Yeah,
tall. But
yeah.
up front, and I think I've brought this up before, and we've not figured out what they are. But there's these very fluty looking white
Mm.
flowers, very beautiful. I don't know what they
Uh-huh.
are, and I should.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
I like
okay,
the
Gia.
chapel set. I like the stained glass.
Yeah,
It's a
I do
little
too.
unusual.
Yeah, yeah, mhm. A lot of shit goes down in that chapel.
Yeah, we had a long
Mhm.
scene with Ava and Sonny,
Yes,
which
which I yeah. The one in the
yeah, you
chapel are we talking about now or another one?
in the chapel.
Yeah, yeah, where they
What do you
started
want to say about that?
there were some pants feelings in there?
I felt like at the very end, I felt like was Sonny going in for the kill there?
Yeah, that seemed like sort of weird timing. I mean, I
It
know,
did.
like, he's fragile and maybe smooching might make him feel better, but I don't know, it doesn't seem too classy to me.
No, and didn't he just say something weird to her? Like it seemed like they were talking about her being the only one he could trust.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said something like that struck me, and I can't. I wish I should have paid better attention, but it struck me as quasi negative.
Oh,
And then he
mhm.
started moving in for the kiss, and it was like
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "What are we doing here?" Or maybe he was, coming in closer because he saw some lint on her shirt or something, and he
Yeah,
was
that's
gonna.
always a possibility. Mhm.
It can happen.
It can happen, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know, Gia. That's where it did get a teeny bit murky, I would say. Up until
Yeah,
that point,
I
it was
liked that
okay.
he kept his head
Mhm.
though, and didn't do the classic stereotypical Sonny and start smashing things. When
Yeah,
she
yeah,
kept really pushing this idea of
yeah.
Jason has turned on you, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
"What are you doing, Ava? What are you doing?"
I know,
Um,
I was feeling that way too. I was like, "Oh, don't turn him against Ja don't make him believe
yeah,
that Jason would do something like that."
and
But then
yeah, so I was like pleased that he was
yeah.
like came to the conclusion that he somebody must have something on him, or and
Mhm.
he didn't like blow his top. He
Yeah, yeah.
So that was a
Mhm.
little bit unusual, and I was like, what does she have a goal there, or has she just been
Mhm.
elected to be the one to,
Mm.
I don't know. Or was she just playing devil's advocate? Or I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, I think she just, yeah, she wanted to. I guess she felt like she was being a good friend or partner, like really forcing him to look at everything and then make
Do I
his.
do that to you?
Maybe. I feel like sometimes you have, and I kind of wish I had listened.
A little too much tough love, or
Yeah, well, yeah, it is appreciated, but it's hard to take. Yeah, but I
I've
don't you
I've I've
think
tried to quit doing that. I'm like, Lauren, people don't like that. You can just shut your yapper and keep your opinion to yourself. Um,
I don't know.
I
But
this is a slightly off topic, but I watched a
yeah.
lot of stuff about the Bee Gees last night because they
Oh,
had
yeah,
it
there was a
on.
Bee Gees thing on PBS. Is that what you were
Yeah, it was like
watching?
Bee
Uh-huh.
Gees all freaking night long.
Yeah.
But they were talking about Andy Gibb,
Yeah, yeah, mhm.
who died quite young,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
of myocarditis from weakening his heart from like using cocaine from the time he was born.
Wow. Uh-huh,
On
that'll
no,
do it,
not
I
not
guess.
that one. But anyway, poor Barry was talking about how it haunts him that his last conversation was like he was, yelling at him and arguing with him and telling him he had to stop the drug. He was like, it
Uh-huh.
was kind of the thing of the time, to the tough love, and you gotta
Yeah,
give people,
yeah. Uh-huh.
and it just haunted him that that was the last conversation. And
Poor Barry, gosh.
I know poor Barry, he's the only one left.
Yeah, yeah. That's sad, isn't it?
But anyway,
Oh.
I thought, yeah, I guess you got to be careful with your
Mhm.
people and your words. So,
Yeah, well,
sure.
yeah, and Sonny was sort of feeling bad at his last conversation with Dante before the
Right.
shooting.
Oh, okay. And so I guess we should back up because
Okay.
another big conversation we had involving Sonny was Jaguar and
Uh-huh.
the whole like they gave us the bet. They were like, apparently a lot of viewers have no freaking clue who Karen
Right,
was,
right.
and so
They
they were
are going
backing up.
back. Well, and Sonny said it was 30 years ago, right? I mean, I know it. Well, I don't know how long ago it was in real time, but in soap opera years, it was 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
is that possible in
I don't
either?
know.
I don't know. That's not
I
much.
don't want to figure that
Yeah.
out right
I
now, but
know, I
that would
don't
have
either, it'll
made,
make me
yeah.
feel bad. But anyway, so we had the big, long sort of rehashing of,
Yeah, yeah.
Sonny's role in Karen's life and what was
Mhm.
going on back then,
Mhm.
and I thought it was interesting when you lay it out on paper what Sonny did,
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
doesn't come out smelling like a rose. Uh,
No, although he had his sort of, I guess at the time, what he thought were his reasons for, I mean, some of his behavior. Of course, the strip club, isn't great, isn't a great look for anybody, but you know, he did seem to think that he was sort of helping her and being there for her, and I liked that. I mean, I think you're right. It doesn't make him look great, but I like that he, in these instances where people are just bashing him, he does kind of take it when he knows he deserves it.
yeah, once
You
again, he
know,
didn't lose his cool really during all of that.
yeah, not too
Um,
much, and it must have felt pretty shitty having Anna and Ava listening to all of that.
Yeah, but they like instantly were, it didn't shake their friendships. It didn't seem like.
Right, right, yeah. And
Of
I
course,
I thought
Anna
it
would have
was.
known all of that already, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
think so. I like that Ava said she believed him.
yeah, yeah.
That was
Oh, yeah,
sweet.
they are so going to be the power couple. I'm going to love
That's
it. I see a lot of stuff online where people are like, "No, don't get them together," and I'm like, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be such a new dynamic, if they did become like sort of a romantic couple, you know.
Yeah, and he needs that. He does the put the woman on the pedestal thing, and then
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then inevitably, they do
Mhm.
something harebrained and get knocked off, and then he absolutely hates them, and
Yeah. Yeah. He just doesn't know how, or he's maybe not strong, or I don't know what it is, mature enough maybe to, like, work his way back into some sort of a relationship, like, get
well, he
past
has with
the with
Carly,
Carly,
but
yeah, yeah. But and they've done that to each other so many times.
yeah,
But yeah, with Nina, he just seems to want to cut all ties. Like, he doesn't want to have
yeah,
to, explore anything really.
right, right. Like, what's the deal with, she pointed out kind of like, hey, you saw me do a really bad thing when I withheld the fact that you were
Hmm.
alive from your family, and like, why,
Yeah,
suddenly we can't get past this thing, you
yeah,
know. It's like
yeah. Uh-huh.
sort of pointing out, like, you knew who I was, you knew how flawed I was. Um,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
it's a little, but he does seem
Yeah.
to have, he's really turned on her fully. She was
Right.
doing some manic stuff, the past couple days.
Yeah. Yeah,
Some
she was
buggy eyed, some real buggy eyed stuff.
yeah, she's sort of like, she is manicky these days. She seems like she's just sort of like vibrating a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Her aura is I don't know what color.
I think it's like a reddish pink.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
like when she
With
brought
a
that guy, what was his name, Adrian or something, her new
yeah, I think you got it. Wow. I think
her
so. Yeah,
her new
her gossip
column.
columnist, yeah.
Yeah, I was finding that scene a little tedious, but I guess I, started to accept it. I guess sort of like Alexis did, but I kind of wanted to get to the part where Dante was, at the hospital and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty tedious scene, and it seems like Nina, um when she's pushing these things, it's like her voice just gets louder, and she just sort of,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
like, have you ever had a dog that kind of like, when they're misbehaving and you're yelling at them, they kind of yell back at you and like, they win by
No, I know.
doing that? Like, Daryl was like that. Daryl would be like, he just get louder.
Well, I've noticed about myself when I'm doing my foreign accents, I get louder.
What?
That's the one.
I didn't know you were doing foreign accents. How do I have to pay extra for the
There.
in what, like, under what circumstance does this happen?
Well, I
Or
think it
is it
was that.
private? I don't mean to.
It's part of this role playing I do with my suitors. No,
My food.
no, I
Is
used to
this in
do
your
like it.
job? Like, are you taking calls this way? Like,
And pretending we're international.
yeah.
Uh, no, I used to like do an impression of the Edge's mom.
That's quite bizarre. Okay. Like, it's just so random.
Well, I just wondered if she would call him the Edge, you know. But then, but
And
then
does it
I,
always have the article in front of it, the Edge, or is he
yeah,
just
yeah.
Edge?
No,
He's
it's the
the
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm
then I
gonna
think I
trust you
learned.
on that. I don't know why.
I
You've
think
been
his
wrong
mom.
about a lot of shit, but
Not that.
not the important stuff.
No, no, no. But
The
I think
Edge.
his
Okay.
his mom died when he was pretty young, though. So then I started to feel bad about that impression,
Oh,
and I tried to
okay.
switch over to Bono, but his mom, a couple of them had mothers who died when they were younger.
God.
I can't remember which ones, but
Oh, God.
anyway, that sort of thing.
All right.
That's
You want to do like Eric Clapton's mom? That could be confusing because I think he was like, wasn't he raised by like his grandmother and he thought his mom was his aunt or something like that? And so you could really, really
yeah, I don't
screw
know.
with
I don't
people,
know his backstory as much. I
Mm.
just Like the idea of the Edge's mom calling him the
The
Edge.
Edge's mom. Yeah, the Edge. Look, the Edge. You
Yeah.
eat your sandwich. Or,
I was more like, I'm not going to do it.
do it. Come on, do it.
No, no,
Come
no.
on.
It's stupid and I will get loud. And there's probably no real accent. It's just me being loud. So I'm
I
like,
forgot why we were talking about it. Oh, right, because Nina
yeah.
gets lost. Well,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah.
like, to
Yeah.
my husband, like, he does excellent cartoon voices. Like,
Does
he
he?
can do, Foghorn Leghorn or,
Uh-huh.
Yosemite
Uh-huh.
or the whole, he can do the whole cast of Rudolph, you know. But it only comes out at like random times when like we're with people. I'm like, oh come on,
Yeah, yeah, you can't do it
You do
on
Yukon
demand.
Cornelius, and he will not, and it's
Yeah.
like that frog that the
Mhm.
frog in the cartoon that's like, hello, my baby, hello, but he won't do it for anybody but that one workman.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Infuriating. That's like you. Anyway, so yeah,
Anyway,
Nina was wicked, hyper and
yeah.
just over
Yeah.
the top. I
Yeah.
did like her
Uh-huh.
outfit. I thought the monochromatic sort of cranberry
Yeah. Yeah.
ensemble was working for her.
Yeah, and it makes you think, like, especially with what they're doing with her and her wardrobe, that they really can sort of help send a message, about who this person is right now with the way they're dressing. You know what I mean?
Okay. No. I thought you meant like if I was with you at first because I thought you meant like
Yeah.
the fact that they can dress her well means that when they dress somebody else poorly that they're being lazy or something.
No,
You know.
I was thinking more like her colors, like the brightness, like the vivid sort of, like in your face colors kind of back up
Is,
how she's behaving, you know
oh,
what
that she's being like a
Yeah.
power player here trying to
And just
force her
loud,
will.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, she's taken over the company and she's just forcing her will upon everybody and
yeah.
yeah, okay. I hear you.
Mhm.
Now I hear
Okay.
you.
Okay,
What else?
great.
You want to talk about Scout's birthday party a little more? We did talk about it a little bit, but
Yeah, sure, sure. Okay.
it it got kind of wrapped up. Um,
Yeah, mhm.
I just was hating Drew all the way through it.
I thought we were just gonna have silence there for a couple of
No,
minutes.
no, I was just thinking, the whole thing just made me hate Drew some more.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because
Mhm.
we didn't get any interaction between Drew and his, beloved, supposedly beloved daughter. And
Yeah,
I just saw
not really,
everybody
yeah.
but Drew doing a bunch of work to throw this
Uh-huh.
birthday party.
Yep, yep.
Um, Also, I thought that what was the story he was reading to her, supposedly reading to her? Uh, and
Can't
then Olivia
remember.
said, "Oh, I read that to
Oh,
Dante.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't I don't think I was paying
I
close enough
can't I can't
attention.
conjure it up right now, but it was something
Yeah.
that was way too young for this girl that we've seen.
Oh,
Way
okay.
too
Uh-huh.
young. I was like, what?
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
know?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I
Okay.
just thought,
Yeah.
and that's probably Drew probably picked it out because he's so stupid. He probably thinks she's still like 5. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
such a bonehead of a character, right?
Yeah.
And then he's keeping the boys, during the whole like Dante
Mhm.
crisis.
Yeah, that felt
And
like, not a good idea.
ugh, yeah, and
It made me he just seemed sort of ineffectual, like, what is
yeah, and they
this
got to
guy
bring
gonna
Laura
bring?
in.
Yeah, yeah,
And
like,
is that
Laura doesn't have
Rocco?
enough on her plate, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that's a new Rocco,
Okay, because I was like, I don't think I've seen this child before, but maybe I have. I don't
and all
know.
of a sudden he seems like were they always all the same, like, age? Danny, Rocco, um,
I have
Jake.
no idea how old they're supposed to be. I really
Yeah,
don't.
I thought Rocco was younger, but I guess I don't know, doesn't matter really.
Well, they do shoot up, the young boys. They
Yeah,
do kind of
yeah.
suddenly get like six
Uh-huh.
feet tall,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, that's true, I
even
guess.
even if they are younger.
Mhm.
But yeah, they made them seem like kind of all around the same age.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know.
But,
I mean, it was kind of nice seeing the teenage boys, and I liked the interaction between Laura. and Rocco.
Yeah,
That was kind of
as
nice.
always, she's like says all the right things, to
Yep.
put somebody
Yeah.
at ease. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's just good. She's good.
Solid woman.
What else did
Mhm.
we have happen? You probably remember more than me. What do you got?
Something crossed my mind about that whole scene, but I can't remember what it was now. Maybe it'll come to me. But we didn't talk about yet. Laura and Cyrus had more interactions, and then Cyrus was alone in the chapel when Heather came in with her big like bone cutting
Oh,
saw.
the bone knife. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that was kind of funny. I couldn't see what it was initially. I was like, what is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, "Isn't it great how they have all these tools for healing people or something,
Yeah.
you know?"
Yeah.
She really is a good character. It must be fun. It must be I mean, it's such a great thing that actress has this role at this
Yes,
point in her
yes.
life,
Oh my God.
It
Yeah.
must she must just love that, and it must be fun to write her lines, you know?
Yeah, she's probably like, I don't care if I'm in an orange jumpsuit for
Yeah.
eternity, but because it's too
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and she and Cyrus are both pros.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're kind of coming around on him, I think.
Well, I don't know that I don't want to say that
But you're
because
interested in him now, aren't you? Like whether or
yeah,
I'm not saying you think he's a good person,
right, right. He's not a good
but
person.
he's an interesting character now, isn't he?
All right, maybe he is. Yeah,
There's some ambiguity here. We don't
yeah.
know.
We
It,
don't. We
his
don't know.
his affection for Laura seems genuine to me, and he seemed genuinely concerned about Ace. Like I didn't feel like
Yeah.
he was playing her during that.
No, I know, although it does sort of help his cause, and
Yeah,
it made
yeah,
me a little uneasy when she was starting to act like she thought he was, showing a
yeah,
genuine good side. Then I was like, oh dear, you know.
yeah. Don't fall for it. Yeah,
Right.
like
Like not
trust,
completely.
but verify. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um.
exactly. Yeah. But it was I mean, they're awesome. They like we were talking about last time. Those two together, you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
just get something that's really kind of like magic, you know?
Yeah, and I bet when the writers thought up that relationship, like it's such a cockamamie thing. Like, yeah, we'll make them
Yeah.
siblings, and then this Martin guy who has inexplicably has this weird Southern accent. We'll make them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people probably like, oh my god, nobody's buying this,
Right.
but yeah, those two they make it work and they make it so intense, and
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
I love how exasperated she gets with him, and yeah,
Yeah, and she seems like sometimes she'll talk to him like he's a child, like
yeah,
and
right.
her decisions are always pretty sound, so you kind of think, yeah, maybe that's what you got to do to get through this guy,
Yeah.
and he seems to sort of take it.
Well, he might kind of need, maybe he is trying to be a good person and she senses that he's kind of like needs training wheels to
Yeah.
learn
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
morals,
Mhm.
learn how to act right. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I don't know. It's
Uh-huh.
interesting though. But yeah, he
Yeah.
and Heather were great. I mean, Heather is always just like
Yeah.
all that frizzy, frazzled hair flying around, and she's like a little
Yeah.
muppet or a little crazed rag doll or something.
Yeah, a crazed rag doll, that's a good description. And she
Uh,
did go down for the count, didn't she?
right, she did,
Yeah,
and we don't know,
right, we
um,
don't know if that's real or what's
faking it or
happening.
real or I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
It seemed real, but she's good, so
yeah. I'm glad she didn't kill that guard. It seemed like she just
right,
sort of
right,
knocked him
yeah,
out, right?
yeah.
So that's
So
progress, I guess, for her.
yeah, sure, yeah. Um, but yeah, that was all some pretty good stuff there. What else
Yeah.
did we have? We
Uh,
had
w
some. Well, we
one
had some like I don't know if this was during this. It seemed like like something that had just been put in the microwave for the millionth time, but the storyline
Yeah.
where Marshall reveals for the millionth time that he's
Yeah.
not schizophrenic. Like, why are we covering this
I
again?
know. Why are we trying to drum up some new suspense with this old
Yeah,
story, you know?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
unless is he gonna sue somebody? Like, I mean, maybe that. I don't know.
I
Like,
I mean, I the only thing I can think is that I think they police or whoever used to sort of like use these diagnoses to put people away just to, just to get them out of the way. And maybe it happened. I'm
right.
sure it
And it
happened
was
more
during
to
some kind
black
of
people.
a
Yeah.
protest, right? So they may have
Yeah.
been,
Hmm.
yeah, they're, but he described doesn't he didn't he describe having some sort of break with reality
I yeah,
during that?
I don't I think he did have some sort of episode, but
Yeah,
I guess we don't know like the extent of it. And why didn't they just then explore like this current sort of storyline back when it occurred to everybody that he didn't actually have
yeah.
schizophrenia,
I
you
know.
know?
It just seems like an odd timing, and why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was
Yeah.
weird. It was
Yeah.
weird.
Right. Because that was way before Curtis got shot, you
Yeah,
know?
long before, long
Yeah.
before it. So, I don't know.
I don't know. So yeah, that feels like a little bit of nothing,
Yeah, and we haven't
at the
done
moment.
anything with the pants feelings he and Aunt Stella had for each other. Like that was just a
Right.
little
Right.
blip on the screen that nobody's gonna do anything about.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
we had a
Yeah.
little bit of silliness with Cody and Sasha, just that Lord
Yeah.
doing that stupid dance where they're like, "Oh, you going home?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm going home." And it's like, "Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I
darn."
liked before Maxie left, the way she was sort of treating them and, and talking to them. I
Yeah,
liked
yeah,
that was
that was classic Maxie. That was
it
good.
was classic Maxie. You can never have too much classic Maxie, I don't think, you know.
Right, and that's why I'm hoping that the return of she and Spinelli will give us more
Yeah.
classic Maxie
Yeah, because
moments.
she has been kind of, I don't know if what the word is, but she seems like she's been a little bit beaten down or something, and
Yeah.
hasn't had her
Um,
usual level of sass.
I didn't I didn't get why revealed to Jaguar that they had, that they had seen I mean, she didn't say Jason, but that they had protected their former best friend or whatever. It was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then I thought,
Yeah.
is she doing that on purpose? Is there some, is she leading him somewhere with this? But it seemed like it was just a faux
A
pas,
slip.
which,
Yeah, and
yeah.
she's way too smart to do
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Didn't either. And then I thought even Spinelli, I thought maybe he had some sort of fake footage, that he had already like set up in case Jaguar came in and needed
Yeah, you
something,
don't have
to
to call him Jaguar. I
I
mean,
like that. I
okay.
because I don't want to call him John. I know he's not supposed to be Jaguar. I mean Jagger. So Jaguar makes
on on the snark page, they call him like something like John Jingleheimer, Jacob Schmidt, or something. They
Yeah.
have some
I
good names.
I don't really like him as a character, I must say.
Well, it's the usual cop thing. Like he's got to do the
Yeah.
bad, the I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got an axe to grind from years and years ago,
Yeah,
and
that all is not a very attractive package, I don't think.
did you
I
see his
like
package?
I know
What?
you would like to.
What? I missed something. I just like that flip in his hair. It's got it reminds me of like the cute boys, in the 70s that like had
Uh-huh.
that perfect sort of little bit of feathered hair thing going on. Like,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
and some boys just really had it just perfect like that.
Yeah, I must say I
Um,
did like a boy who had hair like that back in high school.
yeah. Why
Yeah.
don't they do that anymore? Why do they do this like that hairstyle on poor
Danny?
Danny? Yeah, which I know that's what the kids are doing, but it's like,
Yeah, it
wow.
is. It is. That's why he looks like such a typical kid, because that is.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
it's a really unappealing hairstyle, I
I guess
find.
I guess that's okay. If you were drawn to Danny, I would be a little
That
bit
would be a little bit
uncomfortable.
of a problem, yeah. Um,
What were we talking about?
oh,
Uh, I liked
I was
when
just trying to.
Maxie tried to, like, use her, like, uh, her dad,
Oh yeah,
you
and it
know,
didn't work.
try
Yeah,
to
that was
play
pretty
him,
good.
yeah. She, because that's Maxie, so there's, like, no, I don't understand how she could have possibly let that slip about, their best
Yeah,
friend,
I was like, I thought it had to be on purpose, like there was something
Yeah, mhm,
that I couldn't figure out there, but I guess not.
mhm,
Um,
mm.
what else did we have? And then the big thing is just waiting on the Dante. We got
Well,
a
yeah,
lot of Sam and Olivia. How did you feel about
yeah.
all the Sam Olivia stuff?
Well, that was a little much, I thought.
Yeah, it was a little
Like,
overdone.
yeah, because in a way, like, Olivia makes it about her, and that doesn't seem like really Olivia. She's not selfish really, but when she gets
No.
all, worked up like that, it feels like, you're supposed to pay attention to her. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and
that
it
was a
was too
little
much
annoying.
sharesy wearsy time, I thought.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I did kinda I liked the whole thing with Chase and Brooklyn's conversation with
You
Jordan.
did?
I thought
Really?
that wasn't too bad. I mean, I
I
like the fact
thought to
that
me it felt
Brooklyn
like
and
drummed up drama again, like a little mini
well,
drama within a drama that was.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't figure out, and I don't know if I was paying close attention, like, how the conversation with Brooklyn and Jordan started, because it seemed to come out of left field,
Yeah, I can't remember
but
either. Mm.
but I liked that it brought Brooklyn back to Chase and that they were kind of open with each other, because I didn't want that to become a thing where she, is quietly, dying inside because
Yeah,
Chase
I
is
guess so.
hot,
I
you
just
know what
felt
I
like
mean?
one. Yeah, but to me it felt like, oh, they're throwing up these sort of artificial little roadblocks where he's like, I understand if you don't want to marry me.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, here we go again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
That
but
seemed a little extreme, but it seemed like they
yeah,
they do have to, sort of have this out in the open,
that's
I
true.
guess.
That's true. Um, but yeah, basically, and I was wondering, like, is it possible that Dante is being killed off? Like, I was thinking about how I'd seen stuff online about Jason and Sam, Jason thinking he was
Mhm.
still married to Sam or something, when he
Mm.
comes back. And I thought,
Yeah.
are they like clearing the roadblock so that we can have J Sam again?
See, I can't imagine why they would kill him off. I mean, unless he wants to do something
Well,
else or
no, because
leave, but
we like him.
yeah, I was thinking, like, this is, like, the most solid guy on the show,
Yeah.
I mean, so that would be devastating to me if they killed him. So I can't even, entertain that
Have you seen any
possibility.
scuttlebutt about that
Yeah,
or
but
anything?
there's so much fake scuttlebutt that
There really is. Yeah.
I don't wanna pay attention to it.
You
Yeah,
know the
I don't
stuff
know
that
why.
pops up in your feed and you haven't asked it to be there, but it's there.
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah.
I saw one today that said something just inane um Eden McCoy is a lot like Jocelyn
Yeah,
Jacks, and it was
yeah, uh-huh.
like are these being written by AI or something? Are they not even
Or
you
was it
know?
just a joke? Because I saw that too, and I
No,
thought, "Ma is
you
that
did? I
somebody's?"
was like,
Yeah,
what? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, but
You
anyway, I
thought,
try to
yeah,
just
all
look
right.
past that stuff because
Well, I go to
it's
that thing where
silly.
it's like hide all posts from,
Mhm.
stupid fuckheads. Um, but I don't think it works. I don't think that I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like they find their way around that stuff or
yeah,
something. I don't know, but
yeah, I know.
um, anyway, yes, I would find it devastating to lose Dante as well, and it would
Yeah.
certainly be bad for Sonny's mental health because
Oh,
Dante is like
man.
such a stabilizing factor in his life.
Yeah, yeah, he really, and for, Michael too, he's just
Yeah, yeah. Um,
yeah,
so let's
that
hope
would be
not. But yeah, I just
yeah.
thought, what if he got a movie or something or.
Right, right, yeah.
Maybe,
Mm.
what if they're rebooting Battlestar Galactica and they want him back?
I guess you'd be torn then, wouldn't you?
That was such a great show. I know you won't. You're so like, if I tell you that you should watch something, you just won't. But
Oh, I don't know if I could watch a sci-fi thing. I just don't have the
what?
patience. Yeah.
What?
That can't be news to you.
I don't know. It's just interesting that you feel like sci-fi requires patience.
Yeah,
Like, is that
yeah. Because
what's
you
the
have to
patience
sort
there?
of, well, I guess, or maybe it's like more concentration because you have to sort of like figure out the parameters of this new world.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
I don't have that sort of energy.
Huh. What is it that you have the energy to watch? Obviously, General Hospital, but
Yeah, a lot of sitcoms. I love a medical
sure. Yeah.
drama, so just
What
about
about
anything
like a
else.
period piece? Like what about like Pride and Prejudice or
Yeah,
any
I
of
can
those
watch
sort
a
of
historical sort of drama,
fluffy,
sure,
yeah. Huh.
sure.
But sci-fi
Uh-huh.
is where you draw the limit. Huh? I feel like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know enough about like just Star Trek, like a series or something,
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know. That was what was so great about Battlestar Galactica was that the world they created was so intensely real and
Mhm.
wow, I
All
don't
right.
know.
All
I'm
right.
just
All right. I'll file that away, Gia,
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah. You
promise anything
file it
though.
away. I
Yeah.
know. I don't have a great track record watching stuff you want me to watch either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so we'll just have to leave it there.
our Venn diagram is pretty empty. You know,
Yeah, I
that
can't
middle.
remember if I recommended Veronica Mars to you. Did I ever recommend that?
No, I've seen that. Should I? Is that good? Is that a cop drama or a?
Well, not really. It's kind of a cross between a teen drama and a little bit of a cop drama, I guess.
Okay. All
Or
right.
yeah, but it's got a little of your teen angst, but it's also got a real darkness to it.
All right. Have you
So
ever perused Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
yeah, I've tried that I think once or twice, but
That's got
yeah.
some very witty moments. Of course, it went on a long time, I think, and so I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
watch the whole thing through and say it's all quality, but it's
Right.
very funny. It's quite funny.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess I'm drawn to more fantasy and sci-fi. I don't know what that
Yeah, well,
says.
and that's definitely becoming more popular these days. It's like in the book world, there's
Well,
a lot
I'm
more
always on
people
the
reading that.
cutting edge. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true, isn't it, Gia? Hmm.
Well, you know what? I've never read a lot of sci-fi though.
Yeah.
I took a class on some sci-fi once. It was interesting, but
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm.
I like I don't know, and I like a sort of military, the comforting like sort of military structure on a lot of sci-fi. Like
Uh-huh. Right.
I don't know what I like about that.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, that's interesting.
Anyway, okay, we've strayed pretty far afield here.
Pretty far, yeah. Yeah. Okay,
But
let's see. Where were we?
Dante. So we don't want
Oh,
Dante to be off the show for
no, we
sure.
definitely don't. I mean, that would be just if, especially if it was like just a decision made on General Hospital's part, that would be a huge mistake. Um, either.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. You know what I was thinking about earlier also, is I wonder if the actor who played Jax is like just spitting mad in Australia right now watching the
Yeah.
Jason return. I
Yeah, I
wonder.
don't know. I haven't I've seen a few little like teaser headlines about him and I haven't read them.
Oh, you mean
But
about him returning?
no, no, just about his life and what it's like
Oh,
now and
yeah, I don't
I
know
don't
what
know.
he's up to, but
Yeah, I don't know either.
interesting.
Um
Like
yeah.
the difference. I think the difference in their departure it couldn't have been more stark, and
Mhm. Mhm.
bit of a cautionary tale about burning bridges, I would think.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's a lesson for us all, isn't it, Gia?
Right, right. Although I like to like quitting jobs and stuff, it is fun to like just storm out and do the like Do the like,
Did you ever do that?
I once just like sent a note in with a friend. This was like
Uh-huh,
it's like I was doing like some secretarial work for a former
uh-huh,
professor, and
uh-huh.
she was mean to me, and I was just like, I am not. I don't need this, So I just sent a
Yeah.
note in saying I'm not going to be coming in anymore. Um,
Ah, okay. Uh-huh.
yeah, it was pretty cowardly.
Well,
But no, I've never like stormed out, and
yeah, yeah.
just in my head.
Sure, sure, yeah, mhm.
Tell everybody what you really think of them on your way out.
Yeah, I know, it's always tempting, but probably hardly ever a good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, anyway,
Um,
I think the Jason return has injected some new life into
mhm.
um our whole community of Port Charles, and
Yeah, yeah, I and now we just get to watch, like, the continuing ripple effect and, like, when is it gonna get
yes.
to Carly, you know,
Oh my God, that's
and
gonna be
through
massive. Yeah.
who would she hear it from? I guess Sonny?
Would Sonny like feel like he had needed to tell her right away, do you think? Or I
Yeah, I
don't
don't know.
know.
I maybe, because maybe he thinks that Jason would reach out to her. You know what I was thinking when Jason noticed that he was bleeding? Did you see that part?
Right, yeah, we did see that, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if he, like, showed up at Elizabeth's art studio? Do you
Right, May
remember?
Elizabeth? Yeah, oh, right, yeah.
That would
I
but
mean, he's
I don't think she has it anymore, but her studio.
no, no, but yeah, he has had so many, like, big romances with so many of the
Yeah,
women there that were
yeah.
big, iconic kinda
Right, right.
romances, and,
Yeah, and that was an awesome one, I thought, when he was, like,
yeah,
hidden away and she was taking care of him,
right, yeah, that
you
was
know?
and they were good together, they were
Yeah.
great together.
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
really, has he been not good with any of his female leads yet?
Well, you know, the only one that felt like it kinda got, like, it lost whatever magic it had was with Sam, I thought, you know, like, somehow, suddenly it just seemed like there was
Was
always a
that the
roadblock, you know?
Was that the longest one he had? Did it just kinda bite the dust, just time wa too much time, like
I don't know, it seemed like there was always something that was happening to either pull them apart or I
yeah,
can't remember, but it just felt like somehow it got ruined, maybe through no fault of their own, but, you know, it's
yeah,
just,
yeah,
um
hmm,
so I don't know, I can't say that I'm really rooting for that one to start up
to
again because it
happen again,
always
yeah.
seemed a little bit doomed.
I'm rooting for the he and Carly, partly
Yeah,
so that,
that
Drew
Drew
will just
could just sit there,
slither
yeah,
off,
he'll just be, like, wringing his enormous hands. Wondering.
it wasn't a romance, but my favorite pairing was, Jason and Brenda. I thought they were,
Yeah,
like, just hysterical together, and,
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, because she's so, like, pushing all of his buttons, you know?
yes, yeah, and he
Mhm.
just his exasperation with her was so real
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, let's say,
yeah.
like, he comes back into, like, Sonny's world and Sonny's with Ava, I think Jason would
Oh,
have
yeah, that could
a
be a
problem with
similar
that,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Oh, and what's gonna happen to little Dex
Little
if he
Dex, yeah, I know, that was interesting that he and Joss, like, showed right up at
yeah,
the
just
scene.
sashayed right in. Yep,
Yep,
yep.
kinda instrumental there. They're at the hospital. We haven't seen, like, any interaction with Sonny and Dex, although Sonny knows that Dex and Joss
He
had
looked
something to
at
do
him.
with and
Yeah,
they helped save Dante.
his son,
Um,
right, right,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I also liked that at that when Sonny was taking all that crap from Olivia and he was talking to who was he talking to? Anna, about his, like, last conversation with Dante, right? That was with
Yeah,
Anna.
right,
And
yeah.
he was just looking so broken, you know, and it looked like Joss was sort of feeling for him, which I kind of liked because she seems to wanna just
Yeah,
write him off completely,
yeah,
you
she's
know?
hardened her heart against him pretty
Yeah,
effectively.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh, so
Yeah, she's the young Valkyrie, and
Yes, yes, she is. Uh-huh.
life is black and white for her still. Like, well,
Mhm.
Dex, you're just gonna have to come back.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if anybody wants to kill you, you just have to, and
Mhm,
that's all there is to
mhm.
it. And.
Yeah, yeah, mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Anyway.
there's a lot going on. I
Mhm.
think I like it all pretty well.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think I do
well.
too. Uh-huh. I think
Um,
the newspaper story is the least interesting to me in a way
oh
because,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
it's
know, because
fluff. It's pretty
newspapers
fluffy.
just don't seem like real, you know,
Well,
real
yeah.
storylines anymore.
Yeah, they attach themselves to like a dying art and
Yeah, yeah,
maybe just
uh-huh.
thinking that their geriatric audience is still getting a paper and so would identify with it
Maybe.
or something, you know? I don't know.
Right, right, yeah. Um, and I don't know if Nina is still hoping to sabotage Drew and Carly through the paper. Wasn't that sort of part of her
Right, that was her
plan?
little plan. Maybe that's what the new columnist is going to come on to
Yeah,
do. I don't
yeah. It
know.
just seems like that idea isn't gonna seem good for very long. You know, like it already seems like a dumb idea.
Yeah, it seems pretty dumb. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but we'll see.
anyway, pretty fun couple days. I
Hmm.
enjoyed it. We'll
Yeah,
see
and
where it
I'm
goes.
Yeah, I am glad that they stuck with the Jason this whole storyline, how sometimes they'll have a major storyline and then the next day you
Right,
get
they'll
like
go
all
to
the other
their
characters, you
right.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and I
So,
mean the tentacles of this Jason storyline really like reach
mhm.
pretty much every but it's going to
Yeah.
reach
Yeah.
everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Um
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait to hear how he
Carly
got
would
out
just
from there.
be like she would be just over the moon when she finds out Jason's
Yeah, or
alive.
will she just slap him, or what'll happen? We don't know. Like, you know,
I guess she could be angry that he didn't rush back, but
yeah, he's let everybody think he was dead all this time.
yeah, I know. I guess I
People don't
kind of
like that,
I guess they don't, do they? But I sort of forgot that that was part of
They didn't
this.
like it with Nicholas. Um,
Yeah, true, true. Hmm. But Jason had his reasons.
well, yeah, we don't know what they are, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I think it was to infiltrate whatever this group is that wanted Sonny dead so he could prevent that
Yeah,
from
it's all
happening.
gonna turn out, yeah, that way, but couldn't he have gotten
Yeah.
words to Sonny somehow? Like,
Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? That's what they'll ask him. He
maybe it's just
couldn't.
too risky, too risky? I don't
Maybe,
know.
maybe Gia and I do we think Jaguar has anything to do with these bad people, or do we think he's
I
on the up
don't
and up?
know. I want him to be on the up and up.
I know, you like his hair.
I do.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh
All
dear.
right.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it was a pretty decent hashing over, and
yeah.
uh, thanks to anybody who listened.
Yes, thank you very much. And I have to apologize. I think we've had a few
What?
comments in our
Uh-oh.
probably our I think our YouTube channel, and
Oh,
I've been
okay.
remiss about getting back to people and saying thank you for your
Oh, okay.
comments.
I can't do that from my. Well, I guess I could comment as another listener,
Yeah,
but
I should probably give you like all the login stuff in case you wanted to
I don't
respond
know.
to
That's a
people.
kind of heady amount of power.
It is. It's an enormous amount of power.
All right. Well, I
Uh,
like it when people comment. So cool.
I
So
do too. I do too. So I should do my best to respond promptly.
okay. Yeah. Quit your slacking.
I know,
Oh
Gia.
God. Okay. All right. Well, we'll
Okay.
talk to you in a couple days. You have a lovely
Yep.
evening.
Yep. Yep. Take care. Good
All right.
night.
See ya.
Bye bye.